Now you have asked, I can explain. In the beginning, it has orientation of the body sense. Actually, I am talking of the essence, not of the body sense. But in the beginning, you have to start with the body sense. You refer I always to this body. When you say I, what simply it means? What is I? This body. This body never comes and tells you that it exists. It appears in the mind and then mind asserts. Mind cannot function if there is no consciousness. So what is prior? The body, the feeling, the mind, the thought or consciousness. If there is no consciousness, where is the feeling, where is the thought, where is the mind? And if there is no mind, then body also stops functioning. In a coma, mind does not function. The body is clinically alive. It is not dead, but it does not function. Though the inside is functioning by itself. Body needs mind. Mind needs consciousness, but consciousness does not need any support. What is unsupported? What is by itself? Body is not by itself. Mind is not by itself. What is by itself? Consciousness. So when I am saying, remember I am and remain with the feeling, actually I am talking of this consciousness which is prior to all, which is the support of the body and the mind. I am bringing you directly there. So in the beginning, when you remember, it is a thought. When you start remembering, the thought will appear that I am. When the thought appears, immediately drop the I and feel the emptiness. Slowly, if you persist, you will start having glimpses. It may take little time. Does not matter. Don't be disheartened. Keep on. Go on remembering again and again and again and again. And for this you don't need a special time or a special day to go somewhere. Wherever you are, at any moment of time, you can remember I am and just be. And slowly, in the beginning, it will be slippery, but continue. And soon you will see that today you are able to remember one time, tomorrow 2 times, third day 4 times. Slowly, you will see that you are able to remember many more times in a day. And then it will slowly proceeds fast, more and more. And then the experiences will start. For that, you may need sometimes some other. But if you are persistent, if you are on a journey, if you deserve, the nature has a law that the help will come to you or you will be brought to the help. Am I clear?
Gurudev,
Yeah.
after I met you last night, I tried the focusing on the I am. Whether I do this or other techniques, including dynamic meditation, the mind just starts chattering obsessionally. It just goes, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." How does one arrest the flow? How does one just ignore this child that's hanging on to you saying, notice me, daddy?
Don't do anything with the mind. It will rebel. It will revolt. The moment you decide to remember yourself, it will cry like anything. It will have its own Shiva dance. But don't pay any attention. If you see that the demand of the child is not valid, what you do? It is better not to surrender to the child. If you are really compassionate, why you will not surrender? Okay, do whatever you like. The child may break some plates or do some messaging. Let him do. What I am trying to convey, don't pay any attention, though it is going to it is going to do its best. But your indifference will teach him the lesson. Once the mind comes to know that you are not going to listen to it, it will adjust slowly, slowly. Later on, it will help you also. So, this is also trick of the mind that it start doing this and who is saying this? The mind, the very mind is saying. It needs a little work to differentiate between the essence and the mind. Just now, the I, the one who is saying about the mind is the mind. So this fellow is a really magical fellow. But let it do its magic, does not matter. You do what is needed to do. What I am saying, just remember I am. And persist. And be. And I told you from the very beginning, don't wait for the result. Just enjoy your very doing.
What are effortlessness?
Effortlessness is the result. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Without effort, you cannot become effortless. And if you are trying to become effortless, this in itself is effort. Isn't it? Osho is really wise. He brings you to the point of effortlessness. And it can be only brought through effort. That is why it's dynamic. First, second, third. Effort. Who? And then after enjoying the effortless, one should celebrate. That is why the fifth is there. That is to celebrate pure action, pure movement. Right? Otherwise, this effortlessness is something tricky. थोड़ा एक रिव्यू करके नहीं बोलते क्या? ये लाइट इतनी रहती है आपके क्या? ओके, लेकिन ये पर्दे तो हटा दो भाई, थोड़ा साइड कर दो।
It becomes, really cumbersome to put so much of effort, and in spite of it, it becomes a real torture sort of thing. And the other days it will just glowing
So
like.
where is the problem? What is your good name?
Shamla.
Shamla. Nice name. Oh yeah. Where is the problem?
Suppose like I decide to do home meditation for say 3 months without me. So like when I started, like it was very nice. I would sit in one position and chant very nicely, like loudly. Osho says like first 3 months chant as loudly as possible. But after 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 days it was very nice. Like after finishing the meditation, it was the silence and all everything. But fourth or fifth day again, because I have to put in a lot of efforts to chant. Again, it picks up on 7th or 8th day and it comes down. And, a lot of. Sometimes it becomes really a punishment, and the other time.
That is how life is. That is how nature is. Sometimes it is rainy, sometimes it is summer, sometimes it is winter. Sometimes temperature goes very high, sometimes. So you cannot change. You just see how things are and accept. Even if you don't accept, it remains the same. That is why I am saying the proper understanding. I am using the word proper understanding. Proper guidance. Without proper guidance, without proper understanding, one goes on fighting with oneself for nothing. That is how things are. You have decided that you are going to do this mantra for 3 months. You have decided, but not the nature has decided. Isn't it? You are imposing on the nature. The nature will also take its revenge. Doing is not important. Ultimately, it is the understanding which is important, which comes through very hard experience. Isn't it? That is why I call people for party days. And in those 40 days, they don't take any oath that they are going to do this or that. But they do. I create such an atmosphere, such a situation, that they are not tired for 40 days. I did only 2 retreats for 40 days. Okay? Recently we did in Dhyan. This was the second one. When we did first retreat for 40 days, people were thinking that nobody will come. For 40 days, meditation retreat, what they do. Now, after this 2 retreat, people are saying that we are ready for 3-month retreat. Why they will say? I have heard people do 3-day meditation camp and people come and go within 1 day or 2 days. They don't stay for 3 days. It can be done in such a way that one is not tired. One is putting total effort and still it is effortless. Here are few people sitting, you can ask them. They are waiting for the next retreat and I have not yet decided. So nature, you have to understand.
That means if you don't feel like it's better to not do it.
No, that I am not saying actually. Don't put your words in my mouth. That I am not actually saying. See,
That means continue to it.
if you have decided and if you stick to it, you gain energy. If you decide and then you fail, then you lose your energy. It is more wise not to go on that side. It is a kind of weakness. You can do for 6 months without saying that I will do for 3 months. Why not? And why to do so seriously? Why can't you enjoy? You have made it a work. It is not.
It's like what I can say is, some days, it becomes cumbersome.
Yes, someday
Ah.
there are clouds in the sky and they hide the sun. What to do? We don't have that big bamboo palms. The inner sky is like that also. Sometimes it is raining, sometimes it is shining,
So you
sometimes.
need to say, when it is cloudy, continue doing it.
I'm not saying anything.
One day you don't feel like doing it at all. Okay, 21 days, finally you do it. 18th day, you just don't feel like doing it.
No, I'm not giving you. Then you will say, you will keep the hair on my head. कहते ना टोपी दूसरे के सिर पे रखो. That is what we want. My people do. When they want to do a certain thing, then they say, good, they said. Even they can persuade the other people, and suppose somebody goes and tells that you have to do this. So that fellow will say, no, I am not going to do. But then he will say, good, they said. I'm not going to tell you directly that is not wise and you are intelligent girl. Just have a man. Why are you doing it? Just enjoy. Make it fun. Don't be serious about it. I am not saying stop it. I am not saying do it. And accept. Sometime one physically go okay, sometime. टूटे मजा नहीं आया तो नहीं आया उसको कभी नहीं आएगा